Hi, Scott Orlin with CINEMA-Magazin. There's a movie about to come out which some of you may have heard of before called Avengers, Age of Ultron. And if you have, this is the man responsible for it, the director, Josh Wheadon. Congratulations. I think the first one did okay. So I guess maybe there was some semblance. Maybe we should do a second one.
I guess. I don't know. You know what? That's the first movie of mine I think that did better than Break Even, so I'm pretty pleased.
Congratulations, congratulations. I mean, what is so fascinating about this is the mythology that's involved. I mean, definitely there are the fanboys who know all the backstories, but for an audience, and I didn't know all the backstory, I come in there and I'm inundated with this incredible mythology. How is it to keep that puzzle maneuvered? Because you have so many characters.
Well, you do have a few. I mean, the good news is you have decades of comic books to draw from, and there are pieces of mythology that we take for the movie and go, you know what, this is who this character should be. This really helps define them. And then there are times when we're like, you know what, we'll create this from whole cloth, and you know, which is an important part of it as well. And then blend those. There are so many characters. Means there are so many opportunities for great scenes and great dialogue and great conflicts and great humor. So it's a lot, but they kind of bolster each other.
And two, you have so many working parts in this. I mean, you, as many characters as we had in the last film, you introduce even more. And I thought what was so impressive is everybody has a balanced screen time there.
Well, you know, it's super important to me that nobody shows up and then doesn't get anything to do. And Jeremy's still mad at me for the first film. So, you know, it's you don't introduce someone just, you know, to name check. You want them to be a part of the story and the theme, and for everybody to be in their own disparate ways in the same movie while they're all having very different experiences. And that's really the trickiest part, is not just coming up with stuff for them, but coming up with stuff that connects them.
And what, too, I found fascinating about this movie is your injection of humor. That no matter how serious any particular moment comes, there's these little release valves that you constantly, you know, puncture through there.
Sometimes I have to stop that. I'm the guy who's going to make a joke at a funeral. It's really hard. The jury finds you guilty of murder. But, you know, here's a funny thing, guy. No, because I'm guilty. But I have a funny, okay. I think it's really important for an audience to be able to laugh, particularly when the stakes are high, particularly when things are very serious. We go to a very melodramatic place at times in this movie. We go, you know, I'm not afraid to go to the crying place. But I think you have to earn that. And oddly enough, one of the ways you earn that is if you've laughed with someone, you're more willing to cry with them, I feel like. And if something is, you know, you want those little release valves, because action for its own sake, after a while, is just punching, it's bludgeoning, and you want to remember, these are people, this is happening to some people that I love, and there's no better way to remind somebody of that than with humor.
And there's also like an interesting social commentary that, even while this is obviously a work of entertainment value, about technology. What are we willing to create that we can't control?
Mm-hmm. You know, for me, the technology always is just a reflection of us. It's our willingness to create something we can't control. You know, plays out in a classic robot sort of Frankenstein way of we create ourselves, and ourselves doesn't like us. And you know, you can't make a movie with superheroes bashing about on the world stage and not go, well, how are people reacting to that? How does that help us? How do, you know, heroes can make us feel, you know, they can make us feel bigger, and they can also make us feel useless. And you know, I just feel like there's an irresponsibility to the superhero mythos that's very freeing and fun, but at the same time, really being a hero means taking responsibility for a community. It's saving people. It's not punching the bad guy. It's saving people. That's the definition of it. And so I wanted to get back to that. I wanted to have a conversation about that, and I think Ultron is really the one who starts that conversation, who says, I don't think you guys are that helpful. And in some ways, he's right, and they have to swallow that. And I think that makes it interesting. Hopefully that, you know, people have fun while I think it's interesting, but yeah, if they're not talking about something, again, then they're just hitting each other, and 2 hours and 14 minutes of that ain't fun.
Well, I have to congratulate you. A terrific movie. And just, well, last little quick thing. Is it understood the next one's going to be a two-parter?
That is correct.
Aha! So now you have a little insight here, but you have to wait several years for that to happen. Josh, congratulations. Terrific film. And this is Scott Orlin. Till next time.